The off-season chatter surrounding Caleb Williams has officially crossed the line into absolute madness, leaving fans caught between two completely polarizing worlds. On one side, you have critics claiming he lacks the basic conceptual skills to survive as a true pocket passer, while on the other, legendary players are already crowning him as the next definitive king of the NFL. It is time to cut through the extreme media noise, break down the actual game film, and finally deliver a realistic verdict on where this generational talent stands as he enters a crucial year 3. If you want the most honest, unfiltered, and deeply detailed football analysis on the internet every single day, go ahead and hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to the channel right now. We need to talk about how the narrative around this kid has completely broken the football internet, because the level of division we are seeing is unprecedented. Why is it that a quarterback with this much raw, undeniable talent cannot just be evaluated normally without people rushing to either burn down his reputation or build him a statue in the Hall of Fame? It feels like the sports media landscape has completely lost its mind when it comes to analyzing young signal callers, and the recent wave of opinions is proving that nobody knows how to find a middle ground anymore. We are going to dive headfirst into the madness today, starting with a brutally negative take from a prominent media analyst that has rightfully set the entire fan base on fire. Mark Schlereth, a guy who has been covering this game for decades and won multiple championships on the offensive line, went on television recently and delivered an absolute bombshell of a criticism. He flat out stated that Caleb Williams is simply not a good quarterback, choosing instead to classify him merely as a dynamic athlete who happens to play the position. According to his logic, the young signal caller is incapable of playing on schedule, cannot operate within the strict confines of a designed offense, and relies entirely on chaotic, unscripted plays to move the football down the field. When you hear a take that extreme from a respected veteran, it is easy to feel a rush of instant frustration, because it completely flies in the face of what actually happened on the field last season. The entire idea that he is a chaotic backyard football player who refuses to stay in the pocket has become an absolute myth, a lazy narrative pushed by talking heads who are clearly just looking at highlight reels rather than studying the full game tape. If you actually sat down and watched the offense last year, you saw a massive shift in how he operated, largely due to the brilliant design and strict discipline implemented by Ben Johnson. The coaching staff challenged him directly, telling him that while his out-of-structure magic is a rare superpower, he would never become an elite quarterback in this league unless he learned to win consistently from within the pocket. And guess what? He responded to that challenge in a massive way, showing incredible growth in his ability to execute traditional, timing-based concepts. The numbers completely back this up and absolutely shattered the narrative that he cannot play on schedule. Let us look at the official data from Pro Football Focus when the pocket is kept clean and he is allowed to drop back conventionally without immediate pressure in his face. Across 415 clean snaps, he completed a staggering 66% of his passes for over 3,000 yards, racking up 20 touchdowns against just 6 interceptions, resulting in a passer rating hovering right around 100. Those are not the statistics of a panicked, scrambles-only athlete who does not understand how to read a defense from the pocket. Those are the marks of a highly efficient, highly polished pocket passer who knows exactly how to deliver the football when his protection holds up. Furthermore, if you examine his official scramble rate, he actually ranked 14th among qualified starting quarterbacks who anchored their teams for at least 10 games last season. He is sitting right in the middle of the pack, which completely contradicts the social media narrative that he is constantly abandoning clean pockets to run around like a wild man. Ben Johnson systematically forced him to get under center, execute heavy play-action designs where he had to turn his back to the defense, and make rhythm throws on time. It does not mean he is a statue, nor do you ever want to completely take away his unique ability to create magic on the move, but it proves he is actively mastering the dual identity required by modern football. Look at a guy like Jared Goff, who is an absolute master from the pocket but offers virtually zero mobility, capsizing his ability to make the play after the play when everything breaks down. On the flip side, look at someone like Justin Fields, who possessed elite athletic traits but ultimately struggled to ever become a consistent, high-level processor from inside structure. Caleb Williams is a fundamentally different animal because his ceiling combines the processing potential of a pocket passer with the explosive creation skills of a dual-threat weapon. Now, let us flip the script entirely to the opposite end of the media spectrum, where the praise has become so overwhelming it might actually be setting an impossible standard. This brings us directly to our official question of the day, and I want all of you to drop your thoughts in the comments section below. Do you believe Caleb Williams genuinely has the physical and mental tools to become the undisputed number one best quarterback in the entire NFL, or has the media hype completely spun out of control? Former All-Pro defensive lineman Gerald McCoy brought some serious heat with his recent take, declaring that the young quarterback is so immensely and overly talented that the moment he fully simplifies the game, he will officially become the best quarterback in the NFL. It is an incredibly thrilling statement to hear as a fan, and there is no denying that from a pure arm talent and athletic standpoint, he possesses rare traits that very few human beings on Earth inherit. But we have to inject some serious realism into this conversation because claiming someone will be the absolute best player in the league is an astronomically high bar. Think about the sheer weight of NFL history and how incredibly difficult it is to actually earn that definitive crown. Over the last 25 to 30 years, only a select handful of legendary players have ever legitimately held the title of the undisputed best quarterback in football. You had Peyton Manning commanding the league with his mind, Tom Brady dominating the sport for 2 decades with his unmatched clutch gene, and now Patrick Mahomes rewriting the record books, with guys like Josh Allen making strong cases during their absolute peak seasons. Even historical icons like Drew Brees, who broke virtually every major passing record in existence, never truly held the title of the absolute number one quarterback in the league during his era because the competition at the top was so fierce. Lamar Jackson has captured multiple MVP trophies, yet the media and fans still hesitate to give him the crown because of his postseason struggles. Earning the title of the best in the world requires an unprecedented level of sustained elite performance, championship success, and flawless consistency that takes years to build. So what is the actual, reasonable take when you strip away the extreme hate from the critics and the massive hyperbole from the optimists? The truth, as it usually does, lives right down the middle, leaning slightly closer to the positive side because the physical upside is undeniably real. Entering his 3rd season, it is completely fair to view him as a fringe top 10 quarterback in the NFL, someone who belongs somewhere between the 8th and 13th best signal callers in the world right now. He has proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that he is clutch, that he completely elevates his game in the biggest moments, and that he is never afraid of the bright lights, but he still needs to find that week-to-week consistency within the system. If he can pilot this offense to a level where he finishes this upcoming season firmly cemented as a top 5 quarterback, everyone should be absolutely ecstatic. Even if he finishes the year ranked as the 7th best quarterback in the league, that represents massive, undeniable progress for a young player whose rookie season was completely hindered by a highly unstable coaching structure. We have officially reached that point in the summer where the lack of actual football games has caused the media takes to spin out of control, and we desperately need the players back on the field so the real action can do the talking. The future is incredibly bright, the talent is undeniable, and the stage is perfectly set for him to silence the doubters once and for all.